My name is Heather Renner, and I'm the supervisory wildlife biologist at the Alaska Maritime National Wildlife Refuge. St. Matthew and Hall are islands are part of the Bering Sea unit of the Alaska Maritime National Wildlife Refuge. We have 5 units, and we've got a biologist that oversees each of the units. And Hall Island in particular is one of our intermittent seabird monitoring sites, where we've got a series of plots of ledge nesting seabirds, mostly kittiwakes and murres, that we've been monitoring since about 1983. And so our goal on that site is to try to keep track of how the seabirds are doing. St. Matthew has always been a site that holds a lot of interest for a lot of scientists, and it's also particularly challenging to get to. And so because we're lucky enough to have a wonderful 120-foot research vessel to help us get there, every time we go we make an effort to bring as many scientists as we can to help us kind of meet our mission across a lot of disciplines. So while we were there, we had a crew working on seabirds. We were able to bring the top experts in a lot of other fields to help look at some diversity on the island.
Well, I'm David R. Klein. I'm a retired professor emeritus at the University of Alaska at Fairbanks, and I'm an ecologist. We find coastal erosion appears to be accelerating, tied to several factors. One is climate change, warming, longer summers, and less duration of sea ice. So that means more opportunity for storms and to erode the coast. When you're working with other people in the field with different focuses and different disciplines, that we stimulate one another to understand the system, and it helps us, even if our primary objectives are specific for, say, bird productivity or fox relationships, etc.
My name is Derek Sykes. I work at the University of Alaska in Fairbanks. I'm a professor in the Biology and Wildlife Department and also curator of insects in the University of Alaska Museum. St. Matthew's very interesting biogeographically. It used to be part of the Bering Land Bridge, and it's so remote from most of the islands in the Bering Sea and the Aleutian chain that we expected to find relic organisms that were sort of stranded there from ice ages when the sea levels were low and the land bridge was up. We also found the drift fauna that is so abundant in the Aleutians was incomplete on St. Matthew. It's a very special and different island from the vast majority that I've been on already. Working with the team that we have here on the Tech Law is an amazing opportunity to kind of cross-pollinate our disciplines and give questions, answers, really invigorating discussions on different topics. It's a great environment to work in.
My name is Dennis Griffin. I'm a professional archaeologist with an interest in archaeology of Southwest Alaska. I went out to St. Matthew and Hall Island in order to try to discover more of the early human land use. I discovered an Eskimo house on the north end of St. Matthew. That's approximately 400 years old. I got more information about that. And what I believe are 2 sites related to a Russian and Aleut hunting party that would have been there in the winter of 1810. Working with an integrated group of researchers is probably the best way that I think scientists like myself can really experience and learn from our compatriots. Out in the field, I can do archaeology, and I know what I'm looking for there, but I don't know a lot about the botany, about the wildlife, what fish are in the streams, and these are all are integral parts about the human land use experience. So if people were here, why were they here? I can see pottery, I can see artifacts, but when the botanist says, here are the edible plants nearby, and the faunal person says, but we had sea mammals this time of year, and these birds here, I learned more about the type of foods and how the people would have reacted with their environment.
My name is Monty Garut. I'm a botanist. I'm currently a master's student at the University of Alaska Fairbanks. My thesis project involves distribution of plants across the western Aleutian Islands, and this study in particular in St. Matthew, which is outside of the Aleutian Islands, gave me a chance to look at other Pacific islands and look at their different influences and compare them in relation to the Aleutians.
My name is Casey Bickford. I'm a master's student at the University of Alaska Fairbanks, and I'm studying speciation and taxonomy in Aegelides beetles, which is a genus of beetles that live in North Pacific intertidal zone. We were very interested in going to St. Matthews to see if that beetle had existed there, since there hadn't been any previous records of it, and seems like they don't.
What was really inspiring was that the capability of the Refuge and their ship, the Tekla, and being able to transport all of us scientists out in such a remote location.
This has really been a dream to be able to do field work like this. It's a wonderful opportunity to interact with really intelligent scientists and meet other field biologists and get out to places that many people never get to go to.
As a master's student, a multidisciplinary approach on an expedition like this is incredibly useful, both for formulating new experiments later on and improving the work that you're doing at the time. People like Dave Klein, who have had so much experience at the island, they improve the quality of the question that you want to ask in your particular field, and then you can improve your own sampling experience, like with Dr. Sykes and Casey, where I could go look at the vegetation growing in the areas they're collecting insects and let them know if there was any relationship between changes in insect fauna and the flora.